guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing women writing men. Now, if you're like, what about men writing women? I've done videos on that too, don't worry. Check it out on one of these sides. Now, men writing women is one of those things where women writing men is an equivalent to it. And if you've ever read fan fiction, I feel like you know what I'm talking about. Last time we were talking about members only because damn, in a fanfic, all you're gonna get is a member. Can we just please call it what it is? Please. But yeah, today we're on the subreddit Women Writing Men. This subreddit is not nearly as popular as Men Writing Women, but I still pulled what I could from it, so let's dive into it. I'm halfway up the first flight of stairs now. 2 more to go. There's no one around this time of day, so I give my king-sized erection a nice hard squeeze through the panel of my uniform pants, groaning under my breath. Something about the term king-sized is really throwing me off. Like, are you calling yourself a king? I'm a king, and this is my king-sized cock. You remember when I was like, just call it what it is? I don't know if I liked erection more, I'm gonna be honest. For some reason, the term erection made me think of the term direction, and then we were talking about fanfics, so then it made me think of the kidnapping One Direction fanfics. Oh my god. The other thing that king-sized makes me think of though is like a bed. Is that what they're going for? Because, you know, they're talking about a bedroom artifact. Artifact? Now I need to be put down. But you know what I'm trying to say, and so it's like king-sized. What about queen-sized? Oh, your twin-sized erection. Now I'm thinking of like those race car beds. I grabbed my race car bed sized erection. Ka-chow! I like how it's through the panel of his uniform. I'm wondering what he does for work. Because uniform can mean a lot of different things. For all we know, this is what he could wear to his Chipotle job. In the world, just working the old bump and grind, I managed to sneak through the assembly line with normal-sized tatas, but had no such luck avoiding a Playboy bunny shade of blonde. That girl. Charlie is getting closer, but I'm backing toward the kitchen because someone should have to make him work for something, right? He doesn't know which part of me to look at first. Tits? No. Legs? No. Ah, it's an ass day. Should have known, considering it's a day that ends in Y. The way he spins me around is aggressive, leaving no more room for playfulness. He pushes me. You know what? I'm glad it cut off. I'm glad we don't get to read anymore. I don't want to. I guess it's an ass day because it's a day that ends in Y. Got him. Okay, so clearly this excerpt is from the POV of a woman thinking about what this man is saying and doing. And also I feel like this is a good time to mention in this video, because I didn't mention it at the beginning, don't take this seriously. This isn't good fun. It's not that deep. If we run into one that's deep, we'll talk about it. But for most of these, let's have a good time today, guys. Every time I do one of these, I get a comment that's like, what about the context? Have you read the book? I'm so sorry. Somebody saying it's a day that ends in Y, so it must be an ass day. I don't need the context. That's hilarious. And also stupid. Also that I managed to sneak through the assembly line with normal sized tatas. This specific excerpt, I'm like, okay, this is bad for women writing. This is bad for men writing. I don't care. This one is just bad. Normal sized tatas is not a sentence I was expecting to read today. Also a Playboy bunny shade of blonde, that girl. I'm sorry. Listen, I know that this is supposed to be women writing men, but the way that this woman is written in general is sending me. Speaking of reading, I feel like I'm almost giving Bella Swan if they were brave enough to make her a masked lesbian today. I drop my eyes to her exposed stomach where a rhinestone sparkles from its place of honor in her belly button. We can start with a thorough inspection of the premises. Yeah, she kind of breathes the word. Sorry. Yeah. And if I don't cooperate? I'm so sorry, I will never do that again. I probably will, let's be honest. Pretty sure I'm dying, or I'm already dead. Then I'm afraid I'll have to use excessive force. What are these? What are these excerpts? I'm actually so confused. A place of honor in her belly button? I'm sure there's people in this world that are sexually attracted to belly buttons. More power to you, just stay away from me personally. I mean, we could be friends as long, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Don't make it complicated. Don't Avril Lavigne complicated this situation. But the idea of reading a book and the man is like, oh yeah, her fucking belly button. Oh yeah, that place of honor. Oh yeah, Like, that's how it feels to me when I read that. I'm so sorry if you didn't and now you do. Very uncomfortable. I don't want the context. I feel like it's a smutty context clearly, but it's also kind of giving like when maintenance has to come to your home. We can start with a thorough inspection of the premises. And then like, if you're like, oh, can I set like a time or like a schedule or something? They're like, no, we're coming in. I know that's not the context at all, but that's how it feels to me. Okay, so this next one, I don't think I've used it in a video before, but I've read it somewhere before. If I have used it in a video, I'm very sorry, but I don't think I have. And if I have, I'm sure every single comment will let me know. I scrub a hand over my face and then she turns to look at me. She kind of pauses. And I pause. And there's this whole deal with her not looking at the fact that I'm not wearing a shirt and then me not noticing that she's not looking, and it's just fucking ridiculous. I could cut the tension between us with a knife and serve a slice of it up like pie. Or I could climb onto the bed with her emotionally fragile, needy self and you know, her into next Tuesday. That would solve all kinds of tension. But I won't do it, of course. I respect her too much. Which in man speak means I should just lop off my dick and donate it to someone who actually deserves to have it. Okay, the fact that this man, like, what? Okay, there's so much to break down about this one, but the first paragraph, I want to point out, it feels like a teenage girl speaking. Like, this is how I spoke when I was a teenager. Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna do it with like the teenage sassy girl voice and you're gonna hear exactly what I'm saying. And there's this whole deal with her not looking at the fact that I'm not wearing a shirt and then me not noticing that she's not looking, and it's just fucking ridiculous. Imagine being in your head like, she's not looking at my body, and being like, I'm not wearing a shirt and she's not noticing. Shut up. This is so douchey. This is so douchey, but like in a teenage girl perspective, but it's supposed to be a grown man. I can cut the tension between us with a knife and serve it up like a slice of pie. This reminds me of this story where the leftovers of Thanksgiving turn into men and then they with a woman. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, I'm sorry, don't look it up. Or I could climb onto that bed with her emotionally fragile, needy self and into next Tuesday. That would solve all kinds of tension. It's the italicized words that for some reason are just like really throwing me off. Like, you can use italics. I don't know why this one is throwing me off though with the way that this is specifically being written. That's just kind of horny. Moving on. I respect her too much, so cut off my dick. Also, like, the context we get from this, she's in an emotionally fragile, needy state, and he's like, I respect her too much to absolutely to rail her right now. Oh my god, it's so douchey. It's like, I can't. Oh my god, now I'm turning into teenage girl. I can't. I just can't. I'm not making fun of teenage girls, by the way. I was one. And honestly, sometimes I still am. This girl's my problem, I said. Sam's hands were big and warm and solid around mine, and his hair was falling across his forehead like it always does when he's worried. The title of this, I can't remember. It was something like When Your Hair is Sentient, and that image makes me lose it. Whenever he's worried, his hair falls over his face. Now, I understand the writing probably means that like he gets into like a slump and then his hair like falls over his face like that or something, right? But the way that it is written makes it sound like when this man is sad, his hair flicks over and just covers like we're getting a full-on Kellen Quinn, Vic Fuentes moment. You know what they said? If you can't hang, baby, there's the door. Okay, this is a tweet from Pearl Davis. If you don't know Pearl Davis, she's this woman that's extremely anti-feminist. She's basically a giant joke online. All of her takes are really bad. She gets destroyed in every single debate she goes on. It's honestly really sad. She's basically like a giant pick-me, but worse than you could imagine. Do men wake up and think, wow, I just wish I could have some quality time with my woman today? No, be real. They want sex, silence, and a sandwich. Now, when I first read this, I was like, huh. But then I showed, a person. That was so cringe. I'm so sorry. I showed a person this tweet and she was like, okay, but like honestly, sometimes me when I wake up. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. For as much as we're all like, oh, sandwich and sex and silence and oh, men loving sandwich, sex, and silence. Honestly, me too, bitch. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, God, I want a sandwich, some sex, and just a little bit of silence. Like, just enjoy my morning. Is this tweet wrong? Obviously, that's not what people want all the time, and sometimes I don't want a sandwich. Sometimes I don't want any silence. Sometimes I'm not even horny. But sometimes I wake up and I kind of do want a little bit of sex, silence, and sandwich. The big three, the big S's. Is she wrong? But it's not about men. I feel like that's just like a person thing. Like, not every person, but I feel like for a lot of people, facts. And like after she said that, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear Skipper crying because he wants in? I got him. Don't worry. He doesn't like being held, but he's purring. He's a really confusing guy. He just wants to be in here. He's a mama's boy through and through. This man is a mama's boy. He cannot handle being more than like 2 feet away from me. It's really cute and also like kind of concerning. He turns his head and looks at me with danger-filled eyes. Sorry, we're starting with danger-filled eyes. In 3 steps, he's in front of me, his hands on my bare shoulders, digging into my skin. Foe, I'm a man and you're a beautiful woman, but you're also a level 10. And when I look at you, especially when you're dressed like this, I can't think straight, because even though my brain tells me you're the most dangerous thing I've ever encountered, my heart, my body, His mouth snaps shut and he stares deep into my eyes. Starting with danger-filled eyes, I know I mentioned that. That's just the funniest trope and cliche to me when it comes to women writing men. They're always snarling. Their eyes are always full of danger. Also, the way it's like, I'm a man and you're a beautiful woman. It's giving like, I'm just a man staring at a woman that he loves, or whatever that's like that quote is. Okay, and then we jump down on the page and it says, I'm sorry, it's just, if I let my guard drop even for a second, his cheeks flush bright pink and he takes a deep breath. I won't be able to keep my hands off of you. Oh my god, I hate when women write this, and I hate when men write this too. This is just, I hate when people write this in general, as if men don't have self-control. Have a little self-control. I hate that trope, whether it's written by men or women. You are capable of controlling yourself, so do it. Ugh, I hate when people write that. It makes me sick to my stomach. By we, I mean the girls, while the boys compared each other's biceps, and maybe Dean, if twerking along the table counts. Okay, this is fun because you just imagine a bunch of boys hanging around a table, just like with their shirts up, being like, how big are you, Steve? I don't know, pretty big. Pretty big. How big are you, Brian? I'm a little bigger than you. Bigger than Steve. And then it just like pans to Dean twerking on a fucking table. Just shaking absolute ass while everybody else is comparing biceps. I kind of want the context of this one, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, the line before this says the song Work From Home by Fifth Harmony played out loud as we started cleaning. So that means that the guys are comparing their biceps to the Fifth Harmony song while Dean is just busting absolute ass. I am Dean. Dean is me. We is Dean. Also, me and this person, my person, that's all you guys get for now. There's another video, I talk about her more. I'm not doing it in this one though. That's not what this video was about. Skipping past. Don't ask questions on this video. Be nice. This story, that excerpt, kind of makes me want to read it. And what we were talking about was like, sometimes when you're in a reading slump, you just need like a little piece of absolute trashy rom-com book to just be silly and entertaining and get you through a slump. And so she was talking about how she read that like icebreaker hockey book and how that's on my TBR, even though like I don't like men like that. But it's just like, I saw somebody review it and now I just need to read it. Like, it's just one of those things where I just need that entertainment, and I know it's gonna be terrible. I'm already so well aware, but I feel like it'll be entertaining, and that I can get on board with. It's like when you watch a shitty Hallmark movie and the whole time you're like, this is bad, but you're still enthralled. That's what I need. Bear by Marianne Angel. Bear, she cried, I love you. Pull my head off. The bear did not, but her menstrual fever made him more assiduous. She was half afraid of him, but drunk and weak for danger. She took his thick fur that skidded in her hands, trying to get a grip on his loose hide. But when she went deeper into, she encountered further depth, her short nails slipped. She cradled his big, furry, asymmetrical balls in her hands. It is a literal bear. Okay, yeah, I'll admit it. I'm going to read this, but only because it sounds like the most fucked up romance novel in existence. But wait, a Canadian bestseller. You have some explaining to do, Canada. You guys don't understand. Screw it being a bestseller. 50 Shades of Grey is a bestseller. This book won the Governor General's Award. That's the highest literary award in Canada. That's the Pulitzer Prize of Canadian Literature. Bear is a part of Canadian literary history. You're telling me this book about a bear? I have questions. I have questions. Don't touch it. A man's Adam's apple is really sensitive. Okay, I understand like neck kissing and hickeys and biting and all that. Like, don't get me wrong, bitch, I'm there. I understand that. What I don't understand, a man's Adam apple is really sensitive. I don't know why he talks like that. Just something about his little face talks like that to me. Oh, maybe it's because I don't have a man's Adam's apple. I was like, not for me. Is this the equivalent of like when men write women as if their like nipples have an erection? Because if you've seen like the men writing women videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They'll write them as if like a woman sees a man that she's attracted to and just gets like hard, which is not how that works. Is this like the equivalent of being like, I'm gonna touch your Adam's apple, baby. Ooh, let me just palm that Adam's apple. You know what they say, an Adam's apple a day keeps the doctor away. Nope. I figured we could just end with what I think is a Barnes & Noble's end cap. This looks like a Barnes & Noble. Also, I say Barnes & Noble's. I know it's Barnes & Noble. I have to add the S. It's just how my brain works. I do not know what to tell you. But dude, where's my shirt? How come every single one of these white bears behaving badly? What? Delightful, wicked, funny. Mary Janice Davidson, bears behaving badly. What? I'm so sorry. I didn't even finish my thought. I don't even remember what it was, but after reading what we just read and this being right there, what is wit? I'm so sorry. 40-year-old housewives, I just have a question about the romance novels you're reading. I swear it's not targeted. I swear I'm not gonna be mean. I just have questions. Is this what you do with your glass of wine at the end of the night when you get in next to your husband that you may or may not still like and you flip this open? Or do you still like him and you're imagining him as the bear? I don't think I want any of my questions answered. You know what? I'm not gonna ask the rest. Anyways, Dude, Where's My Shirt? Every single cover looks almost exactly the same. And they're all like different people. Why are they all the same? Oh my god, and they're all just like white men with six packs. Oh my god, not Wicked Cowboy Wolf. Guys, stop. I'm really trying to, listen, I'm really, not shifter mates. Guys, I'm really trying to be supportive. And I want you guys to enjoy what you enjoy. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, but it's the fact that all of these look the same, except some of them, for some reason, have animals. And I really just want y'all to enjoy your literature. No hate to any of these authors. Enjoy your life. Have the best time. I just personally didn't. So with that being said, I'm gonna see you guys later. Okay, bye guys. Bye. Thanks for watching. My socials are in the description. If you like the video, like it. It helps me with the algorithm, and that therefore helps me be able to make more videos because I can put more time into them. But with that being said, bye guys. Bye. Bye. Bear.